Hey guys, welcome back to the Minosphere. And this is Will Martell on this Friday afternoon. And today we're going to be discussing women's hypergamy. Now, let me give you just a little bit of background on why I wanted to cover this particular subject matter. You see, 2 nights ago, I ran across an interview conducted by Hannibal TV here on YouTube. The honored guest was former WWE, WCW, Intercontinental Champion, and Television Champion Mark Merrill, aka Johnny B. Bad. Aside from the host covering his legendary career, he went into questions on his personal life and his former marriage. For those that don't know, Merrill was married to former WWE diva Sable. Merrill was asked, what ended his marriage to Sable? And here is what Merrill's story in his own words is. Take a listen.
Well, it was every night before Mariah went to bed, we'd call her and we'd say, "How's your day?" And it was always really good conversation. Mariah always wanted to talk to her mom before she went to bed, and and I just remember that it just seemed like it was getting harder and harder to get in touch with her. And then there was days that she didn't even answer her phone; it would just go to voicemail. And I was thinking, why? Where's my wife? I know the wrestling matches are over. They got to be either driving to the next town or in a hotel room. And there was no phone call back. There was no nothing. So I remember leaving a very nasty message, like, I can't believe you don't call us back. This is rude. Well, I don't remember what I said, but anyways, I started feeling bad for saying that, and I go, you know what? And I knew her access code to her phone like she knew mine. We're a married couple. So I called back the phone and I go, I'm going to delete that message. I don't want her to hear that. She's probably got enough stress on the road. And I dialed the number and it says, you have two unheard messages. I thought, okay, so I got to listen to the first one to get to mine. And it's this man's voice apologizing for the night before. And, and I was like, what the heck? And it was pretty graphic and I was very taken back. And then I was realizing that she's seeing somebody else, it was devastating. I mean, I thought we'd be married forever, and I just remember, and anyone that's gone through a breakup or lost a loved one, you know the feeling. It's like just your heart, you can't sleep, you can't eat, you're just miserable. And I didn't say anything, and then I deleted my message, and then I picked her up at the airport, and I said, I want to know who this is. And she goes, what are you talking about? So she first denied it, then she just said that she's going to be moving out and she wants a divorce. And it's like my world ended there, man. The most devastating, hurtful, didn't know what I was going to do. Because now, you're obviously split everything up and you go your own way and life changes. And I got back into drugs. I got back into living a horrible life, horrible financial decisions. The housing market tanked. Everything that could go wrong went wrong in my life to the point where I just didn't even want to be here anymore. And then, just making an amazing comeback in life. And that's part of the story I've shared at schools and churches and corporations now was that, no matter how bad it is, no matter what you're going through, and there's a plan, a purpose for your life. And we can all come back from adversity.
Did you ever have a talk with Brock or anything since that happened? Like get to see him in person and any type of apology or anything from him?
No, and I don't expect a Christmas card or anything.
Now that you have heard Merrill's story, it clearly puts it all into proper perspective now. When I initially watched this interview, Mark came off to me like a monkey chimpanzee and a straight up beta male. Sable ended her marriage to Merrill due to her running to former UFC WWE champion Brock Lesnar, who, in my opinion, is a badass and a badass alpha. Sable went for the BBD, the bigger, better deal. The WWE clearly was not doing anything with Mark Merrill, so he sat at home while his wife worked, and she went on the road, and she was with a bunch of men. Which, in my opinion, Merrill should have known that something like this could possibly happen. It's the wrestling business, for God's sake. But I digress. Anyhow, Sable left Merrill for Lesnar due to Lesnar, number one, being young at the time, two, being pushed to the moon by the WWE. He was being looked at even by the Minnesota Vikings after his WWE career was going to end at that particular time in 2005, which he ended up getting cut anyhow. But then, since he was under a no-compete clause for about 4 years, he tried his hand at the UFC and was very, very successful. On the other side of that coin, Merrill's career was over and Sable jumped ship. This, gentlemen, is women's hypergamy in its purest form. I'm sure Mark not behaving like a alpha male had a lot to do with it as well. I remember this speech he gave in 1995 at the Slammy Awards, I believe, basically putting his wife up on a pedestal, which is a no-no. I can tell you from experience that the way you show up with a woman, especially like a beta male, will give her the tools to read you like a book, which will in turn give her plenty of room to exercise her hypergamy. Are all women like this? I don't know. But I can tell you that the number of women I have been with over my lifetime, all in their own way, were hypergamous. Part of that was how I showed up. I showed up like a beta male, took anything they had to dish out, took all the bull crap off of them. I deserved it and I paid the price. This, gentleman, is 100% fact. I'm going to get out of here. So, if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, share, comment, and subscribe. This is Will Martell saying so long, and remember, gentlemen, every day above ground is a good day. Deuces.